Good morning everybody and welcome back. I had a bit of a haircut overnight, looked like a bit of a racing snake again. I've got a couple of cows going to the work soon. I'm just gonna go and set the gates up for them, but I better come and shut these girls in. They were a little bit naughty last night. I've got a bit of a story and I'll tell you soon. But yeah, they got out and they got out onto the road. I was very lucky. I'm hoping I can actually get them out of here this afternoon because of that new crossings down there. I don't want to take it over it because it's real soft at the moment, so I've got to bring them up and through this gateway, and obviously they're heading that way, so they don't like coming up and around, but I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Dad's let him go for me. So there's this one here. She aborted really early in June and she's just drying herself off, and the other one is the one with the yonis. It'll be interesting to see what sort of money I get for them. This girl here, she is pretty well conditioned. Look at that. I reckon she might be pushing the 450 kilo mark, maybe just under. I won't know until the kill sheet comes back, but she's quite a big cow. And then this one here, obviously I won't get quite so much for her, but that Yoni's disease is horrible. Some years we don't get anything, and then others we get the odd one or two that pop up. But it is incurable, so you can't cure it. They sort of just waste away. Like, she's still milking, and the funny thing is, I said to Dad this morning, I was like, oh, I actually thought she might have put on a little bit of weight. She didn't look quite as bad as she did about 10 days ago. But I rang the works, I rang Kevin up and said to him, I have a Yoni's cow, she's on the skinny side, can I still send it in, is that alright? And he said, yeah, no, that's fine. They will take them as long as they are not like real skin and bone. So she's acceptable. Marty said the truck would be here between 10 and 11, and it's just gone 10 o'clock now, so within the next hour. Speaking about that crossing, Doug's here. He's going to fence it up when he, well, probably needs to dry out quite a bit first, Doug. Looks pretty wet in there still.
Yeah, wouldn't be for a couple of weeks anyway.
Yeah, at least. But yeah, I think we'll go 3-wire through here. Do it once, do it right. Future thinking, I'd like to think.
Ready for planting?
Yeah, plant it out, put some calyxes around it. I think it'll look quite good. There might be another job at some point, move this out and then put 3 wires along here too. 1 bundle of posts.
You need a few strainers though. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. 10
strainers.
I can see.
Yeah, I guess at least with this stuff you can put the posts quite far apart,
Yeah,
eh?
10 meters.
And yeah, I reckon those two hot wires, well, the last fencing you did up there with the 2 top hot wires, I reckon that's a good idea, eh?
Yeah.
It just seems to work so much better.
Yeah.
Having a bottom hot and then...
Yeah, because it just gets shorted out.
Yeah.
With, and the cows, with it being cold, they tend to graze quite close to it,
yes.
so it stops that grass growing up.
Yeah, they can graze under it without getting a shock. I took him out the back and showed him another stretch of drain that I might do as well. It's just a little bit hickory, it's only 1 wire. It would be quite good to clean that up, do it properly, but it's just more strainers and more posts. So if we did all of that, I think it would be 15 strainers and sort of 2 bundles. So I don't know, we'll see if we can afford it when it comes. Certainly don't need to do it anytime soon, probably leave longer the better for it to dry out. But Marty rang me, he said the truck's going to be late, they've had a bit of an accident. So yeah, it might not be here till this afternoon now. Great timing, it wasn't too long. I was actually supposed to be home killing those 3 heifers today. Richard rang last night and we'd planned on doing it this morning, but he said, oh, if you get held up and you can't do it, no stress, just let me know and we'll do it another day. And this morning I was having a few problems in the cow shed. I actually had a cow go down in the pit there. She had milk fever and I could only milk on 1 row while I treated her, and then she got up after a wee while and she was sweet as. So I texted him and said, oh, I'm running a little bit late, can we do it tomorrow? He said sweet as, so hopefully we might be able to get it done tomorrow. He's going to ring tonight and we'll make a plan. Right, come on you two, both ends of the spectrum.
Fat one and the thin one.
Yeah.
The thin earth.
Yonis.
Oh yeah, start of it, yeah.
Come on. I forgot that water line there has been cut through, which goes to the trough down the end there, and the cows need that today. If you want a little sneak preview though of the next video, I'll do. It is right there. So Dad has traded his motorbike in and he's got something a bit different, but I'll talk more about that next time. Sometimes when things go wrong, they seem to compound. So this tyre has hopefully just come off the rim. I was over here digging a hole and I fell in it and yeah, it's sort of hopefully just wedged it off. So I've given Firestone a call. They should be out soon to fix it or put it back on. Hopefully it's fairly easy, but I had to dig a hole because I had a bloody cow die last night, so I need to bury her. I think it was milk fever. I don't think it'll be bloat. They were too well fed. She was pretty blown up, but that's what happens after they die. But so annoying. Sort of get like batches at the moment. It seems like there is a lot more milk fever around this year. I treated 2 cows yesterday. I didn't see her, so yeah, it's a bit of a shame. And sort of makes me wonder whether I'm not giving them enough minerals or whether they're just, I don't know, there's just more of it around. There's no guts in the grass. It's just, yeah, we haven't seen heaps of sun, so it's just quite watery, which isn't probably helping. There is that saying where you've got livestock, you've got dead stock, but I do like to keep them alive, and it's a bit of a shame when they do die. I did go through and drench everything this morning, or my herd. Typically they get it through the food. And that cow that died, she had come on heat like 4 days ago. So it makes me wonder whether she was, or she had less of an appetite when she was on heat and she didn't get enough minerals that day, and it sort of just compounded. And by drenching them through the shed, at least I know everything's getting the required amount. Don't know if it'll work, but hopefully it's gonna help or mitigate it anyway. Perfect timing. Easy as it goes straight back on?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so.
Yeah, didn't take long to fix that. But why is it that it's always the good ones as well, that car kit? Hopefully it's the last one. I don't actually get many. Like our death rate is very low, but it's still annoying. I think it annoys all farmers. I reckon I almost got sunburnt this morning talking to Doug, and now it looks like it's almost gonna rain. I've just been in for a bit of lunch or a late breakfast. It's actually been a bit of a busy day. There's blue sky there, but showers have passed through. This is typical spring for you. This is the problem, they all wait down there. Need like a gateway in here. Maybe I can use some of the soil and build like a bit up here, bit of a ramp, and then put a gate in here. On the good news though, they're all standing up. Nothing looks terribly wobbly. That's good. Come on. They're actually going out of here all right. It's once they start doubling back like this, that the ones in the paddock want to come this way, but they seem to be going not too bad. Come on, away you go. Come on, keep the momentum. Come on. Look at this though, you just get like a little bit of rain at the moment and it just mushes up. Come on, out the gate. Come on. Oh, so finally something went my way. That's what it feels like today. Getting it back to the naughty cows. So last night I put them into this paddock here. This is an annual paddock. It's going into May, so I wanted to chill it off so I can get it strip sprayed hopefully at the end of the week. I'd let them go at the feed pad, and then I shut up and I was feeding some calves in the old cow shed up the top there. And I seen them going in and everything looked pretty normal, and then they sort of stayed in there a little bit and then they walked straight back out and they headed back towards the feed pad. I thought that is very unusual. I don't know why they've done that. So I chased them back in, and they'd obviously gone in and just thought, oh, this annual tastes like rubbish. It's got nothing to it. It's got no guts to it. It's just real watery. But what I usually do is I split the paddock in half like I have done. Give them a bit of a bigger break over that side because there's a little bit more grass over here. It's nice and flat, whereas just there's a little bit of a hill bit in there where it's sort of a bit thin. In hindsight, I probably should have given them the whole lot, but I am trying to conserve a little bit of grass. I don't want to open them right up yet. And hindsight's always always a good thing to look back to. I was in bed last night and the baby monitor kept beeping because it had gone out of range, which is a little bit strange. So Holly had sort of got up to fix it, and she's like, oh, your phone's ringing. And I grabbed it, you know, half awake, or half asleep I should say, and I seen that it was Brian who runs the farm next door here. And I thought, oh geez, that can't be good at midnight. something's gone on. And I also seen that I missed a couple of calls too, but he's like, oh, your cows are out on the road. There's a few that have escaped. He'd actually come out from his place and he was on the road waiting. He was actually just down the bottom there next to the beehives where they were. I raced outside as quick as I could, and I seen a few cows on the road there, but they were turning into the sheds down there because they could get into the paddock around it. Then I shot up and seen him, and I could see where they were getting out from, but he said that they must have been up the road here to the top of the road, and the real scary thing is that they'd got onto the main road and they'd gone down about probably 200-300 meters down there, because you could see cow poo on the road. So that's the real scary thing. It's a seriously busy road, and at midnight if someone had hit one of those cows, like, it would have been, yeah, it would have been seriously pretty scary to think about that. So luckily no damage was done, and the missed phone calls that I had were actually from Fonterra. They were ringing farmers around here to try and get them up or tell them about it so they could go and fix it. And luckily that they'd rung Brian. I think he might have been the only one that they got hold of, but I don't know why the cows decided to come back down here. Maybe they got scared or something put them off. Fonterra must have got notified by a Tanga driver, so maybe he met them and then he pushed them and they turned back down here. I'm not sure. Don't know how that part of the story went. I feel pretty bad they got out, but I don't feel quite so bad because it wasn't like a left open gate that was the reason. It was this hole in the hedge here. They've just pushed through it, so obviously one's pushed through and come down, and then the rest have just followed. So they're about 40 to 50. There might have been around about 40 that got out, and the rest were in there. So Brian was waiting here, and then I thought, oh, I'm not going to leave them in that paddock. So I opened this gate and let them into here. So they've this was one of the paddocks that I was going to sort of chew off in the next few days, and they've taken the real guts out of it now. So probably going to have to leave it until maybe not next rotation, but certainly give it a chance to grow back. There's still a bit of feed in here, so if I get real push I can put the cows back in here. And this is where that cow died. So I think it was milk fever. She might have gone down and then got cast. I don't think it was bloat. They just weren't that hungry. Like when I put them in there, they'd had a good feed on the feed pad. They must have just really not liked that annual. And this will be the second grazing since calving. So they have grazed it before. There is a permanent fence in here. Like there's a post there and these barbed wires. There is a top wire here, but it looks like it's probably broken in there somewhere. And I certainly wouldn't have thought that I would have pushed them that hard to get through. So that needs fixing. Just whether we rip this hedge out and put like a 8-wire batten along here, because it is a road fence, you want something that's pretty substantial, or whether I just for now I'm definitely gonna have to do something, go and run a hot wire on this side of it. Just a one single wire down there should solve my, well, that's going to maze that paddock anyway, so not that I'll need it. And I'll probably shut this paddock up now for silage. Like I said, I was pretty lucky that nobody hit one of them, or nothing happened up there. Well, this road's actually closed at night time now from 9 p.m. till 4 a.m. So it means that there wasn't much traffic on here, or there was no traffic on here, which was probably a little bit of a blessing in disguise as well. And this is where the other 40 were. They'd just walked in here, made their way around, and they were waiting in the paddock here. There were probably 3 or 4 cows just on this corner when I left. A little bit lucky too that because the lake's down there, it's a no exit road as well. So a few things were in our favour last night, thankfully. The reason I say it's so scary is that because if something had happened and there was a car crash and a fatality from it, I'm pretty sure the farmer can be held accountable for manslaughter if it's negligence. So if I'd have left a gate open, that would be classed as that. I'm not sure, like in this case, because they've got through a hedge. I guess it all depends on lawyers and whatever, but yeah, pretty scary to think about it like that. So yeah, a little bit of luck, but that'll pretty much wrap this video up, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And apart from that, we'll see you next time.